Happy Father's Day, guys. Happy Father's Day. How's everybody doing today on this Sunday? Sunday morning. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Welcome if you are new. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back if you're coming back. Come on in, guys. Drinking my Celsius. This is the green apple cherry. I like Celsius anyway because if you just need just a tad bit of energy, you don't want to feel all wired like Red Bull and Monsters and all that. I can't handle none of that. None of it. My sister gave me a Starbucks pod that say 3 times the caffeine in it. I might not want to drink that. I don't want no caffeine that bad. Now I might try, but I'm gonna sip, cause honey, I ain't finna have. For what? I don't want to be that wired. I want to just get a little energy, but I appreciated the gift. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Welcome. If you are new, welcome back. If you are coming back. I do lives on holidays. The main reason why is so that none of our subscribers on this half of YouTube world will be by themselves if they don't understand. If they don't have to be by themselves. Because even the lives that I'm gonna try to accomplish today, and I try to hit as many platforms as I can, because I've discovered that. Because some people like you post the same thing, it's all over everywhere, but it's the same stuff. And the reason why most of it is like that is because some people that got Facebook, they ain't got YouTube. Some of my folks that got YouTube, they don't have Snapchat. Some people that got Facebook, they don't have Threads. Some people that got Instagram don't have YouTube. So that way you could TikTok, you're gonna come across it anyway. Let's see who we got on here. What's up, Quake? What's up, Sibu Rafa? What's up? But yeah, so everybody because I know I got several older friends around my age too that they don't do YouTube. So, but some of my YouTubers, they don't do X. And I do sprinkle some X, formerly known as Twitter. I sprinkle some X in my social media. Because see, the thing about it, you can always put your stamp on your social media journey, but when it comes to the ways, the guidelines, and the success rates, and the analytical things about it, you just learn from the best. Learn from those YouTubers that are already making 6 figures. Yes, they may have been on YouTube 7-8 years already. But if you're like I'm at year 4, you never know how my page and my my channel will grow within the next year. Because I got a lot of college football coming up, and people crazy about college football. See, I got one of them NIL sons. And you know what? It's only fair because they're sacrificing their bodies and I don't know a whole lot of and plus my son make A's. He helping the recruits right now. But he is also 20 years old and he will be graduating college in December. He did 2 years at the HBCU, the Alcorn State University. And then now he's at North Texas University. And he's doing very good. The head coach wanted him to sing karaoke to his friends at the, looked like a country club or somewhere they was at. And then one of the coaches got up and sung to the linebacker coach, the head linebacker coach. Shout out Coach Pete. I love that man. That man's so cool, it's ridiculous. He's from Louisiana. He's white. Most of the people at the school here, my baby and I are white. But like I told my son, you started out at HBCU, Alcorn State. I graduated with a bachelor and a master's degree from an HBCU, the Fort Valley State University. So we have given the HBCUs the first deals. And what I believe my son may be able to do, through Christ, of course, because I know somebody on here ready to pounce on the idea. I believe my son is going to find an avenue where some of these HBCUs, they can't afford to really pay these players NILs or offer these. I believe my son going to help open the avenue, and I think it's going to start out at Alcorn State. Just mark my words. Because see, even when my son was in negotiations, his agent really was in negotiations with the head coaches and all these kind of folks for my son. You know, my son learned enough. Well, even then, he was kind of giving them little ideas why we hadn't even made a decision what school. He already trying to help the folks. But see, when it got to the nitty-gritty, because from what I'm hearing, like I say, I'm very inexperienced in this subject. Because I'm a football mom, but I'm not a football mom. Okay. From what I hear, the transfer portal, it ain't like when it first came out. It's really cutthroat. And they really don't like to see you jump from school to school to school to school, especially if you that type of player that's only chasing a dollar. Because my son took me with him all his football visits. I'm talking about when we hit the road. We hit the road because we left Bunnell, Georgia. I want to say, what's that? I want to say Friday morning. We left Bunnell. We dropped by Georgia State just to do it because the football world heard my son was going to start his visits. So we just stopped by Georgia State. My nephew goes there. Shout out Keenan Solomon. And a couple of our friends and stuff. We just dropped by there night. But after that, we had our first official football visit at Kennesaw State. And mind you, I'm the type of person that don't remember nothing, especially from my past. But it's certain things that I sure remember now. Wonder why. I'll tell y'all one day in another episode. Hint therapy. But anyway, so we went to Kennesaw State. First, okay, man, no, you meet the linebacker, because see, my son linebacker. Shout out Cedric Roberts. So we did all of that, the spill, the film, and all that. And then at the end, you see the head coach and you talk to the head coach. Okay. Okay. So when we finished that visit, I want to say that was around, because see, that was Georgia State and Kennesaw was in Atlanta. So we just did them two little stops that quick, because once we got through with Kennesaw, we went and parked my car at the airport. That's where Jacksonville State picked us up from. Instead of flying, it was like 3-hour drive, if that. It might not even been 3 hours from the airport. So they just picked us up from the airport. We had enough time to go out to dinner. Then we went to our hotel. The next morning we did our visit. Okay. They dropped us off at the Dallas Fort Worth Airport. No. We called the Jacksonville State was in Alabama, so we caught that plane, Jacksonville Airport. After we finished that visit that morning, this Saturday morning now, y'all. Saturday morning, okay. So we went to the Jacksonville Airport, caught a flight to Dallas Fort Worth Airport. Transferred from one plane to the next because we had to go to El Paso, Texas to UTEP, University of Texas, El Paso. Okay, we got there late that night. But honey, let me tell you, UTEP, we were this close to going to UTEP. We were this close. Man, they were so hyped. All these white folk now, really. They were so hyped, boy. They were playing Pop Smoke. They had the photo shoot first when we got off the plane that night. How about they had a fleet of white SUVs. Kennesaw State had a fleet of black. And we drove to, we was already in Atlanta for the other two. So they had El Paso had a fleet of white SUVs, because we all ours pulled up last because our flight came in last. No, we were next to last, but they were eating already. Fancy restaurant. The glass you drink out so thick, it might have been crystal. But anyway, so we ate, then we went to the hype photo shoot. Boy, them folk were so, even though we were tired, they were playing that Pop Smoke and had the smoke coming in the air. Y'all can go, it's on my vlog. I got a little short of it. I guess you could tell, put in football visits or something, you go up under my stuff. But it's all over. It's all over. Any platform you'll find it. You look hard. My son was dancing. He was doing all them new dances, what they do there, and all that. And I said, look at my baby. I'm saying that in the background now. Then they had the hammer where they hit the rock so hard where the sparks fly. And some boys, they couldn't do it at first. So when my son came to it, he hit it so hard that the big rocks just flew everywhere. He hit it too hard. But the next time he hit it where the sparks were, but he hit it so hard that the rocks flew everywhere. I think he broke a couple of the small ones. See, my baby has superhuman strength. He's not huge, but he's just a human muscle. His dad is like that too. But anyway, so after the photo shoot, they take us to the hotel. Mind you, Kennesaw State. Yeah, Kennesaw State. Yeah, Kennesaw State had us in that empty suite because we had a room. I had my own room, my own suite. My baby had his own suite. You know, with the full living room. You know how the empty suite set up with the business table and the bathroom in the middle with the wet bar, and then you got the whole bedroom in the back. You know how the empty suites are. Then we went to UTEP. Now, I wasn't too crazy about UTEP's hotel. It was nice. It was decent, put it that way. But I think we had some reservations at the last minute, some kind of way. I don't know. But that's the only thing I didn't like about UTEP. And then for anybody that's going on football visits, truly, the school's supposed to pay your security deposit when you check to these fancy hotels. They pay it and they tell you back. They supposed whoever bring you into the place need to check you in too. If they ain't come up with that concept, let them come up with it, because the school need to pay that extra $100 or $200 security deposit, and they get their money back. Since because the room already on the school on the card. Thank God we had about maybe $600 with us. Because it was two of those hotels we had to pay. Now, okay, so pass all that. So that next morning we did UTEP's football visit. I love their staff. I love the vibe. I love how you can see the haciendas from the stadium, because right over a fence is Mexico. I love that. I loved it. I loved it. And so we did that. After we did our visit there, we went to the airport, right? Went to the airport because we were on our way. We went to the back to the Dallas-Fort Worth airport. Then we was in line on our way to the University of North Texas in Texas, because we already in Texas. Now, I ain't realized that while my son looking down at his phone, these coaches calling him. Even UGA had a nerve to call him at the last minute. No, everybody had a chance, but then when they find out about you through the Mississippi State tape, when they played Alcorn State, y'all saw what y'all missed out on. And he on the dean's list. And he already doing the recruiting. You know, taking the recruits around and stuff. But anyway, we in the waiting room, okay? Because we already done got our tickets. So we charging our stuff up and everything. Oh, Colorado State won all. So my son was like, "Mommy, we might have to go to Colorado." I'm like, you know, whatever I trusted my baby in the whole process, because he got more sense than I do. I'm not that parent that's all in the meeting talking about da-da-da. As long as my child ain't crying to bleed or somebody don't hurt the feeling real bad, y'all good. That's what I told them. But anyway, they didn't like his agent. Ooh, Coach Speed, the linebacker coach. When that linebacker coach found out that agent was trying to get set to go to Colorado State, they doubled what UTEP offered my baby. University of North Texas doubled the amount. And then when I met their staff, I felt at home. They put us in the embassy suite too. They were so nice. That linebacker coach, he met us at the airport. He picked us up from the airport because he wanted to explain why he was so mad at that coach. He's like, Mama, I had to get at Aiden. He called his name the business. I'm talking about, and when I got on the campus, that staff say he was cussing like a sailor down the hallway, trying to mess his connection up with my baby. But see, Coach Pete know my baby agent. He know him. My Coach Pete know baby's agent. But so far, him and that agent are gonna be almost together almost a year because they started all this agent stuff in I want to say November of last year. It's gonna be the end of summer next month. But anyway, so we ended up. They finally made a decision right before the plane started boarding. But one thing, the good part about the airport, because we thought we just didn't have to use those two, they called us again. By that time, we had a decision with University of North Texas, and that's the school where my baby is at. And they're treating him really good. They're spending time with my baby. I'm talking about the head coach, the linebacker. These coaches spending time with my baby. Even Coach T, shout out Coach T from Alcorn State. He been calling my baby. I think he's supposed to be going to visit my baby at North Texas. The linebacker coach from Alcorn State keeping in touch with my baby. They keeping in touch with my baby. But see, my baby got an old soul. You know, I had him in my 30s. His dad was in his 50s when he was born, you know, because now my baby's 20 and his dad is pushing on 70, so that's about right, and I'm 52 now, so yeah. He had two older parents. And see, my parents helped me raise my daughter. I'm not ashamed to say it. Thank God they were there. And I was in my late 20s when I had her, 27. It ain't the age, it's what your mind got going on. But when God gave me that second chance to be a parent with my son, I did a great job. And then now, after my mama passed, my daughter was 18, and so I took over after that. And we've been, you know, I've been undoing some of the stuff that I saw myself did with her age. But I know how to guide her through that process. See, I was around sedated folk that even if they had a problem, you wouldn't have known nothing about it. Even if their parents had a problem, you wouldn't. If they hid the reality of their lives, trying to look so good. Not all of them, because just in case some of them see this, it's a couple of them have a nerve to call me. Very seldom if they see something on my Facebook, but I know how to block them if it get too much, because that's what I did when I first was on social media. Blocked them. Because don't be coming asking me no questions about my page. America, Facebook all over the world, shoot. You get you a page and you can say what you want, because I'm not coming over to your page and telling you what to do on your page. If I don't like something that I see on your page, guess what? I can go to another person's page. I can, and in my case, I can be upload some videos. I can be, for once, recording a long vlog, editing it, making an intro and an outro. I need to do that. See, that's what I'm missing in my social media journey. I need to do consistent lives every night and I need to do long vlogs because one of my subscribers came in my store at the Dollar Tree the other day saying that they begging for long reaction commentary. And like I told my children, because I've been treading lightly on it because for some reason my comedic ability offends some people. Well, just a few anyway. Want to say one or two because my reaction vlogs is really what their loved ones want to say to them, but they don't want to say it to hurt their feelings. So actually, my reaction vlogs on particular YouTubers are on my Queen Elise channel. Y'all go check them out. I have reaction vlogs on Peach McIntyre, Lily yours truly. Gina Jadine is my biggest one right now, as far as when it comes to reaction commentary. Because just because my niche over there is my reaction commentary, just because that's my niche, I am a diverse content creator. There ain't no telling what you will see on my page. I'm a Mrs. Beast, okay? And you never know what you will see on my page. But like I say, it's the end of summer coming. I got 2 more apartment tours I got to do before I make a decision. So I can go ahead next month and start filling out my application, paying my application fee, getting all my paperwork in order. So August, I'll be ready, geared up. By the end of the month to get ready to pay my, I don't know if it's going to be first, last month rent or whatever. I have an idea where it's going to be, but I'm going to show y'all. It's at Hampton Point. I got to go check Hampton Point out in McDonough. But I'm going to show y'all because my subscribers and many other YouTubers subscribers love apartment tours, home tours. They like to see which one you pick. They like to see, just like when you go to a hotel, they like to see a room tour. Some people do like that. Some people, they watch you do that. Some people do. Because I know it's some YouTubers that I watch and I enjoy. I can just clean up and hear they have their vlogs playing on the background. Especially King Mimi talk. Shout out King Mimi. Anytime she got a 2-hour live, I'm on it. If I'm at home too already chilling, just straightening up stuff or just organizing something for the next day, shoot, I put King Mimi on. But if I ain't been over laughing, I'm organizing something. But yeah, so my baby ended up at University of North Texas. I'm very proud of him. He's become a man. The school pays for his apartment and the utility bill, so he don't have. And it's a nice place. It's not just a dorm looking thing. But my baby's so humble. That first semester he stayed on campus near the practice stadium, so that he can get a feel of the campus and everything. And then when he bought him a car, then he moved to his apartment. And yes, he has a car note, but now because he's getting paid from the school and the Madden game, he can afford his taxes, his health insurance, his car note, and his car insurance. He takes yoga, things like that. And anything that I need, all I got to do is call him. He don't hesitate, but I just try not to do too much. It only if I really need it, and that's just right now anyway, because God is going to bless all of us, even the ones on this live. We're going to be blessed. And I'm pretty sure most of y'all already know that about yourself. Anyway, this is not a cliche thing. Y'all will be blessed. Not just because it's Sunday, not just because it's Father's Day. And by the way, fathers online, or if you have a father, Happy Father's Day to every father. Happy Father's Day. I just left church. I went to our 7:30 service. And currently I am on the interstate. I am headed to work. I'm about 30 minutes away. I'm going to be really early, but I need to change clothes, put on my uniform, so I'll have time to do that. Have time to upload a couple of vlogs that I got from church. Well, you know what? Maybe I can put the vlog together and put and export it from CapCut. I might do that. I might just do that. That way a person can have a pretty much version of their short-term visit. Because I'm also going to share our 9:30 service on my pages. I got some of these onion rings. These are Uncle Ray's onion rings. You can't find these everywhere. Now Dollar Tree got some good onion rings. Funyuns, I don't kind of feel out with Funyuns, because Funyuns ain't like they used to be. Back in the day, it was nothing like a good bag of Funyuns and a peach Faygo with the lift of it, the Hostess chocolate cupcakes. That combination right there. Anybody got plans for their Father's Day? I cooked my daddy his Father's Day dinner and set it all up for him, because I left early this morning. But I cooked it last night. Everybody is there. My nephew is on his way from college. So we will be to help Daddy celebrate Father's Day. My son can't make it because he's in the middle of summer practice and hosting recruits and singing karaoke. See, my son naturally silly anyway, because I'm silly too. And ain't nothing wrong with it. Just trust me, we can get serious. Go watch some of his films, Cedric Roberts. And you tell me, can he get serious? And they thought they saw some at Mississippi State. Wait till they play Indiana September something. Wait. Yeah, September 5th, I think. Because they were the national championship. Indiana was the national championship players. And when my son said he gonna show out, they played Mississippi State. Like stuff my son did. Showed out for him. It was on ESPN. Them commentators was saying my baby name a lot. Look up Mississippi State versus Alcorn State last year. You can even look on ESPN website for that. So my baby's already on plan that when they play Indiana versus September, I ain't gonna be there because I'm gonna be moving. But I'll be at the next game, which will be a home game. Depending on how many people going. Might drive or fly. We don't know. Now, if my uncle ever want to go, we may drive. If it's like me, my daughter and my dad, and we might just fly. I'm all right with Frontier. They look like that on American Airlines. I hadn't flown Delta, but I have flown American Airlines and they did. Yeah, Lord willing, everything go like it's supposed to go. That's why I'm going to going ahead and get my apartment tours out the way. And I got two more to do. The first one I went to, I hated it. I ain't even go in here. Because ain't nobody trying to build no trap life. To me, I wouldn't even want to trap out at this place I went to first. It's called the Guild in McDonough. I'm talking about the projects weren't even that bad back in the 80s. Or even the 90s when everybody was selling dope out their house. I'm talking about you smell dog mess and weed trying to get it done. Put it this way, even if I smoke cigarettes, that don't mean my house and my car got to smell like it. I just smoke cigarettes, but God just took it from me. I ain't even asking to. But when He took away a lot of that street life from me, and addiction and mental health issues and things, He just took cigarettes too. October 3rd, 2020. and still want to get better. But I am excited. I was gonna go on a part until yesterday. I had one set up, but I had to call and cancel it. I'm gonna reschedule it. And I can sit down and look at my schedule because I got one more vacation Bible school to complete. Then I can get down to the nitty gritty. I got a bill I need to pay this week. $100. My best. Pay that. I'm gonna say $200. Gas, you got to add on the extra. So I said, Lord, bless me with enough where I got whatever you want me to pay, and whatever you want me to pay, allow me to pay it. So I'm going to work right now. Actually, I work today and tomorrow, so talk about Tuesday. I really pay that bill. Oh, but you know what I got to do first though? Tomorrow I got to pay my phone. Shout out Physical, $25. So I got to make sure I do that. See, they let me stay an extra hour. If I can stay an extra hour, that'll help me phone. 25 a month in a device. All access to everything. I'm on the phone right now. Because yesterday, see, I had a phone from Physical with Verizon, and I kept dropping it because I ain't put no case on it. So I had on my stand, and I had that, water sweats down, and it got in some cracks, and I woke up and I couldn't see nothing on the screen. My children, this is with phone place called iCrack. And so when I walked in there, I said, y'all fix anything? She said, yeah. And it'd probably be more to fix the problem. You might as well get another one. So I said, y'all sell phones? And she said, just so happened, you know, I'm talking about the phone was sitting next to the register. She said, just so happened her boss sent this one out last night so she could put it in inventory. And she was able to price it herself. So, exact phone I got. Case and screen protector. $95. See, I like my Android. I got a little iPhone 6. if I just got physical or something on my iPhone or do something, that's one of my social media phones. Now I got an iPhone 8, but I got to I'm gonna go back to that place and get a battery. But the batteries cost about $100, but it's a good phone. I'm talking about a good phone. I got to get this battery. I don't even want to sell this phone. And it's got a case on it. And I got another case where you can prop stuff up. Judging by the smoke on their face. There's nothing I can do. I just shared my face. Because you'll never know. It may be a father on here that just wanted to hear somebody say to them, Happy Father's Day. You're worth it. You are enough. Trust God and He will give you everything you need. And I tell some fathers, believe it or not, and it's not just because it's the right thing to do. And I did this from experience. When you see about your kids, everything gets fall into place. And I know this from experience too. You know what? These right here aren't as good as the Dollar Tree onion rings. And see, Dollar Tree got different flavors, like nacho. That nacho's strong. It's a spicy nacho onion ring. They got steakhouse, not like those. But they're sour cream and they're regular onion rings. They say, ah, yep. So I'm about 20 minutes, 20 minutes from my job. I'm gonna go brave the elements. But you know what? Every time I get frustrated with this job here, I be reminded of God. See, because of this Dollar Tree job, because before this Dollar Tree job I got in 2024, I started out in Macon, Georgia. I thought I wasn't gonna never work again, but and when I moved to McDonough, I transferred from Macon to McDonough store, and I've been staying at the Baymont when I was in McDonough, and back and forth from home to the Baymont. But pretty soon, that's why I'm going on the apartment tour, because God has provided. But because of the Dollar Tree job, when I apply for this apartment, I can put down I've been employed 3 years ago. Even by then, I have applied to be a substitute teacher in Henry County Schools. If anybody working there, I am an excellent substitute teacher, and I have education. My name is Elise Roberts, and ELYSE, and I am on the Henry County Substitute Teacher inquiry about the employment. I have got the email about, am I still interested, and am I willing to go ahead and take the criminal background. That was Friday, I think I got that email. So I'm thinking, no, it was Thursday. I'm thinking, I'm probably going to hear something about that criminal background Monday, which I told my son too. And they want you to pay $45 for it, but they'll pay you back. But I'm not gonna let nothing stop me because God done told me that He want me in that Henry County school. So I'll probably be able to put 2 jobs down here. Put for 2 jobs. Even if I'm just applying, and I know my criminal background will come back, but I may have to take a course or something, but I can put that down on my application. Then I stayed in apartments in Fort Valley, Georgia from 2012 to 2017. That right there showed that I could see about something. Other than that, I stayed on relatives' land, property, something like that. So I can put all that down. I ain't got to ask nobody to put a word in for me. I can pray, pay the application fee, and get the word. Me and God gonna get this apartment. I don't need no. I explored a couple things as suggestions, but see, I'm gonna be the one living there. So that's why I'm taking time out personally to go to these apartment tours. And like I say, that first one, the Guild, I did not like it. Thinking about it make me want to throw it. But I believe that Hampton Point, I believe that's gonna be my speed right there now. I believe Hampton Point is gonna be my speed. It's got a pool too. I need somewhere clean and nice. I need the breeze. I need the sidewalks clean. I need the parking lot, no weeds in it. I need it clean. I want that pool clean. I want all the light switches to work. I want the toilets to flush good. I want the garbage disposal to work. And they got a move-in special right now, which I hope they still have when I apply, because you get a $750 gift card with any 2-bedroom. And that's exactly what I need right now. Because my son got his own place, and when he comes stay and spend the night, I give up my room. That's what I do. I give up my room. My daughter, she always have a spot too for the second room. My daughter and for guests, because it's just mainly gonna be me there all the time. Football season is, my son gonna be very, very busy. But thank God, after I get settled in, looks like I'll be able to go see him, because I haven't seen his apartment in person yet. But I think him and his agent Joseph, they're gonna get the family some rooms at the Embassy Suites, because he know how much I love the Embassy Suites. So some kind of way, I think him and his agent done worked out well. Get us some rooms. That'll be great. Because really, but I tell anybody, if you're gonna fly, this is what I learned. The process of what you do when you fly. Okay, by me being in McDonough, I'm going to, of course, fly from the Hartsfield Atlanta Airport, which is, I think, it's one of the busiest airports. This is what you do. Even though it costs $30 a day to park your car, if you park your car on a Friday, when you leave that Sunday, you ain't gonna have to pay but $60. That saves you from having to wait on somebody to come pick you up and all that kind of calling the Uber, trying to make sure it come to the right place. You already know where your car is. But the key to that is when you see, I like the south parking gate. So when GPS don't put Hartsfield Airport, you put Hartsfield Airport South Parking, so it can take you straight to where it is. Last 2 times I have parked at the South parking deck. But what you gotta do now, whether you park on the bottom row, level 1, level 2, I don't know, I don't think it's a level 3. It might be. But I always do bottom floor. If you have to draw a map where your car is, a landmark, make a landmark, and you draw your path to that door entering into the airport. Mind you, I learned this when they were doing the TSA was on strike and all that, so it was very busy. Okay, you remember that. Once you get in, you go to check-in. Okay, but once you get in now, you make sure you remember what, because see, 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to have to get on the shuttle. So you remember where you turn right or left for that shuttle. But just remember what level, what floors, different things like that. Remember you're on the ground floor, so you know you're going to the ground level. I think next time I might just do the level 1. I don't know though, because you know what? I'm trying to figure out. That's what I ain't figured out. Because it's got to be an elevator. Yeah, it's probably an elevator. It's got to be. Yeah. Going to because people have luggage and stuff, they can't. Yeah. So I may just park on level 1. So I can be on one even keel. I ain't got to go up escalators and that. So I think next time I park, I'm going to park South Park Deck, level 1. And I'm going to try to park the time you get into the deck. Preferably by one of the cages. But wherever you park on that deck, I'm going to draw a landmark. I'm going to write some notes. All of that. So when I get back, I ain't going to be confused where my car is. Because once you get out that plane, you be tired and stuff. You ready to get home. Okay, so once you establish where you park, then get on in the airport, get on the shuttle bus, so you can go ahead to your area to check your baggage. A lot of times, that carry-on will do it, unless you staying somewhere like 2 weeks. Like my son had to have a carry-on and stuff because he had to move and take. Oh my baby had to stay in that airport so long because, well, that's. I hated my baby was at the airport because see, when I dropped him off on the international side. So in Frontier, you got to be there an hour early. He was barely a few minutes away, and he had to wait. I want to say about 8 hours for the next flight. But he did it. He made it to Texas, and we got through that. I hated it for my baby, but because we did good timing, because we know, like American Airlines, you can get there 15 minutes before the flight. So that's what we were thinking of. But Frontier, you need to be there an hour early. So that was a learning experience. And then once you check in, you go to your section and sit or get you something to eat depending on when your flight coming in and stuff. You sit. And wait on the flight to board. Wait on boarding to start. And get on the plane. But where you gonna go? And when you come back out, remember your landmarks. You remember you retrace your steps. And you go back on the level you was on, and you go by your map. It's good if you have somebody with you too. That way, sometimes, cause see, I did all this traveling. Other than the football visits, I did this traveling by myself. But it's good if you got an able-bodied person that don't get on your nerves with you too. Well, once again, I want to tell all the fathers out there, happy Father's Day. Enjoy your day. Make your day special. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed week. Tell somebody that you love them, or show somebody that you love them. But when you see about your kids, whether they're grown or not, everything else will fall into place. Even if you made a mess out of the childhood, you can't make up for that. All you can do is have a pure motive in the next move you make in your child life. That's all you gotta do. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe.